David, tell us a little bit about the history of Award.
So I started working with my mom, who was a Century 21 agent when I was in high school. And that's how I really got introduced to the brand way back then. That was in the 80s. And then officially got licensed in the early 90s and started with Century 21 back then. So we started as Century 21 Superstars in Orange County. At the time I was managing an office and my brother was in the mortgage space, and that's how Superstars started. And then in 2004, we became Century 21 Award and changed the Superstars name to Award. So almost 26 years since we started. What about you guys? What was your first start?
So I love the family story. My mom and dad were both in the real estate world, both Century 21 brokers way back in the day. And probably like you, I always said, I'm never going to do this. Well, here we are today, right?
For sure.
Totally different.
Phil and I both said that we're never getting into business.
I mean, really, the story, the history of Affiliated, it's kind of funny. It was founded back in the late 70s by a good friend of mine, Bill Kessler, who really was kind of the leader, the founder, who said, hey, I want to grow a multi-office company. Before that was really a thing to do. And Bill kind of decided to grow this across the Midwest. I met him through my parents, probably in 2002. Bill and I connected. I said, hey, Bill, can I buy you out? He laughed and then said, sure. We became good friends. We worked together for a while. And then in 2008, I got involved with him and became partners with him. And it was really that point we started growing the organization. I met Jason back in 2010. He was working for Century 21 Corporate, and I'll let you tell your own, I guess, history.
Yeah, I kind of fell into real estate backwards. Just career changing and became an agent in the Chicagoland area. I'm from Michigan originally. I was hired at Century 21 Corporate after graduation. And the first time I went to an affiliated meeting, I think you guys probably had about 15 managers at the time, team leaders at the time. So he talks about building something special, and you could see it, right? You could feel it right when you walked in the room. And so when I was presented the opportunity to become part of the ownership group, it was a pretty clear choice for me because I knew I was joining something that had a really strong culture, that truly cared about people, and had some fun while doing it, and which is exactly what I wanted to. So I helped them carry the Affiliated flag into the state of Michigan. I was the first agent there, so we've grown. What I really like about Affiliated is that we tend to grow, but we grow with good people.
So how many states are you in right now?
So we currently do business across 4 states in the Midwest. We've got 60 plus offices across that network. Last year we did over 21,000 closed transactions. We've been pretty fortunate over the last number of years to become the #1 Century 21 in the world for 8 years running now. And,
congratulations.
Yeah, thanks.
2005, we were also the #1 Century 21 in the world, and then we decided to give some other people a chance at it.
We appreciate that. We appreciate that. We've talked about this in the past, but the relationship you and I have had, we've known each other for 12 years, been part of a mastermind group in Century 21 over that period of time, always respected what you guys have done, and always saw a lot of the similarities on how you guys operated and how we operated. And now, right, I think we all look at this as this opportunity of combining these two great organizations and bringing these economies of scale, bringing value, bringing new ideas, and how to really now elevate these two groups together. I'm excited about what the future holds.
I'm super excited too, and what I admire about your team is that, yes, we met at this mastermind group, and it just showed your commitment to continue to learn and to grow. And even though you guys are #1 in the world doing 21,000 sides last year, that you're still committed to saying, hey, how can we do this better? How can we learn? What can we do better? And I've always admired that about you guys.
Well, and one of the really cool things about joining forces with two great organizations is that we all get to learn from each other, right? Like we do some things that maybe like, oh wait, we could do that way too, and then we see you guys and like, oh wow, that's a really cool. And so like you take two great organizations, you make an even greater one. I think that's where I get really excited, and all of the connections that we see.
So the benefits of this, of us joining together, is what we've been totally focused on is helping our agents to be able to help more clients, right? We do the same thing. Our job is to help our agents succeed. Our agents' job is to help their buyers and sellers succeed. And by us coming together, we're going to be able to do that at a higher level, and we're excited about that.
Yeah, I think there's so many opportunities that our agents are going to have out there, whether it's training and education, coaching opportunities, working with other people within our network to drive more lead activity. We always talk about this all the time. It's pretty simple, right? If we can help an agent either be more effective and more efficient to do their business, or get more deals in the hands of them on an annual basis, we're doing our jobs right. And I think there's going to be a lot of opportunity over the next coming years in us coming together and providing those kind of values to the agents.
Yeah, and I think what we've seen as we've gotten bigger and bigger, because sometimes there's some pitfalls with that too, of like you get too big and then, but what we've really tried to do is, one, make sure that we stay very local to our local communities. We have sort of a general footprint in a lot of the value and resources that we provide to our agents and their clients, but really we want that local community to feel like that they're doing business in that local community. And so I think what's interesting about that is that we can take a lot of the stuff that you need the scale for, the economies of scale, to provide, like Dan just said, resources for, all sorts of things.
When we talk about tools, systems, software, we now have the ability to actually have better buying power, bring new ideas, new structures that will support the agent base that we may not have been able to do alone separately, but together we could go, we now can invest in certain areas that can really benefit the agent base and hopefully bring them new opportunities to grow their individual business. I mean, that's the whole idea of doing this.
And at lower costs.
Yes.
And that would be amazing.
Yeah, exactly. So guys, we're in kind of an interesting time in real estate, right? The last 10 or so years, we've been on a upward movement in the real estate world. Median sales price continues to be on the rise. Yet we're now facing some change, right? Whether it's the interest rate environment, we're dealing with some inflation. What are your thoughts on us coming together in this particular time?
I think that it's going to be really powerful. I think again, because of the synergies that our companies have already, we know that the cultural fit will be there. I think that this again goes back to a lot of the economies of scale that we've talked about and being able to provide more resources at a time when most companies are probably cutting back. You hear about some of our bigger competitors out there that are laying off people or that are letting people go or getting out of the business entirely. I think that's going to, one, because we have such a powerful brand in Century 21, recognizable brand. Usually during downturns, agents and their consumers look to those recognized and places of comfort with the big brands to work on all of their home buying needs.
Great agents and great companies are made in times like this, and to me, that's what I get really excited about. Is as we move forward in this partnership, it's going to present these opportunities and how to take advantage of this changing marketplace. And believe me, there's going to be a lot of opportunity in front of us.
Yep, and I like that both of our organizations have been through a lot of business cycles. We've seen the ups, we've seen the downs, and we've gotten through it each time. And as a matter of fact, through the last recession, Affiliated grew, probably 400%. So if you, and right now, currently, with the way that we are now structured in this partnership, we are aligned and we are strategically placed to take huge advantage of whatever the market throws at us.
Yeah.
If the pie is smaller, we're going to take a bigger piece of that pie.
Yep, agreed.
We've been working on this for a while, so it's great to be able to make the official announcement today, and I couldn't be happier to be joining our teams together.
Yeah, it's a special time, I think, for Century 21 Affiliated, a special time for Century 21 Award. The future's bright.
Two great companies coming together. Amazing, guys.
Congrats.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Congratulations
Exciting.
to everybody.
Yeah.